Well, hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ben and today we are going to look at using assets in our Laravel, and that is CSS and JavaScript, and also using frameworks in Laravel. So I've started a new project, and if you look at your project structure, there's something we call webpack.mix. Webpack or mix, because mix comes with Laravel. It's basically a webpack based front-end build system that allows you to compile CSS, SCSS, JavaScript, and stuff like that. So that's basically what it comes automatically with Laravel, and that's what we're going to use today. And if we happen just to visit our default route, and you'll see that we have this basic route here. So what I'll do is I'm going to our resources, remember, then we go to our views, and we have our welcome. So I can delete everything here, and I'll just do a simple doc type. So the first thing first, most of you will just be seeing code is not well formatted. So to do that, you need to go to your extensions and you need to look for blade, right? So you type blade and you'll see we have blade snippets and we have blade formatter, which is what I'm going to install actually. And what this will do now, it will syntax highlight your blade code. Okay, so as that one installs, let me just go ahead and just do a simple HTML5 boilerplate, and I'll say this is test, and probably we'll have just a h4 and say welcome to and CRUD tutorial, because this is basically what we're going to learn today. So if I go back and reload this, we have gotten rid of everything and now we have this. One thing I want to teach you is to link your assets, and assets are supposed to actually to be on your public folder. And as you can see right now, we don't have anything. We don't have CSS and JavaScript files, so we need to create those one first. So what I'll do is I'll go to my terminal, and I want now to compile our resources. So first thing I'll do is I'll do npm install, because Laravel comes with like Webpack. For it to run, you need to have npm install. So to check if you have npms, just do node-v, and you can see that, and you can also do npm-v as well. And this one will also give you the version of npm that we have. So right now I have npm version 6. I don't need that, so let me just clear everything. And now I'm going to install, to do npm install like that, and it will install everything that we have on our package.json, because every project in Laravel comes with a package.json. And what is inside this? So we have Axios, we have Mix, Lodash, and Post CSS. So those are some of the things that are going to be installed right now. So as it proceeds, let's wait for it because it'll take a minute. So by default, as we've said, we want Laravel to install, we want to use Bootstrap because that's what most of you know, right? So we'll, again, prior to PHP 8, Laravel used to come pre-installed with Bootstrap, but right now it is not. It's a separate package, which is what we are going to install. And then we are going now to create a simple UI where we can enter user details, save them on our database, and then we will use again the front-end UI which we are doing, which is now the Bootstrap. We'll create nice forms or just simple forms, create, retrieve those records and delete them. So we'll be able to know how to interact with the database, and then that will be the end of today's class. So basics for you guys is what we're learning today, and then after this, now we'll start now doing complex stuff. We'll take a template which has already been built, convert it now to a Laravel application, and then I'll build on top of it. And that is going to be something that you're going to learn, and it's going to help you for the rest of your development career. Okay, so we have already installed our npm packages. So the next thing you're supposed to do is to run what we call npm run dev. So we do npm run dev. And so mix has run successful. So what we need to do now is to check whether we have nothing. Of course we have nothing here. So on our app.scss is nothing, and also if you look at our public folder, now we have our we have our CSS and our JavaScript folders which are not there, and they are still empty right now. So the next thing we're supposed to do now is to install our Bootstrap UI, and that is installed using Laravel. So let's do it. Composer choir Laravel UI. Okay, Laravel /UI. Once this runs, we'll now install it, and then we'll have our Bootstrap ready, and then I will start building on top of it. Perfect. So the next thing we need to do is to do PHP artisan UI Bootstrap. Perfect. And then here we have some instruction. We're supposed to do npm install and npm run dev again, so that now we can publish our assets. So I'll just do that again. And what you're going to see is you're going to have now some content on our, as you can see now we have Bootstrap, and we have again this, and this is actually a package of Bootstrap. Yeah, so it's done, but you might see this error, but when you get it, don't panic, just do as it says, run mix again, and it will run it, and this time there will be no errors. Perfect, and it has completed. So if we go back to our public inside CSS, you'll see that now we have Bootstrap now, and also our JS has something, and this time a lot of stuff. Now you don't have to worry about this, just close this, and we are going now to start working on what we were supposed to. So let me close all these, and then now we are here. Let's test whether Bootstrap has really been added. So what I'll do is I'll just link our CSS. And how you do that when it comes to your assets. To be able to access your public folder, Laravel has a very simple way to access it, and that's through assets. And then you just do css/app.css, and this will go directly to your public CSS. Okay, so if you go back and reload this, okay, it's asset. This, so you'll find that we have now our Bootstrap installed. We can also test it very well by having this. We can have a container here, and inside this container we can have this. It's going to be inside a div again. This div is going to have a class of maybe of margin, say 5, and inside here we have our h4, which is going to be in a class of alert, say success, just to make sure we have installed it. Okay, so you go back and reload this, and perfect, so we have welcome to that. So the first thing I wanted us to do was actually to create sample data, like save information to our database, retrieve it, and then edit and delete it. So that's the basic thing for you now to be able to understand what we're actually doing. So the first thing is to understand how we save. Second thing, how we retrieve. Third thing, how we delete and edit. Okay, so to do that, I'll just come again down here. I'll just create another div, and this div again, I'll give it a margin of again 5, class of margin 5, and here I'll have maybe my CRUD, so I'll just say div.CRUD, then we'll have div.CRUD body, and then here we'll just do maybe something like a p, and we'll just say lorem ipsum, just to make sure the CRUD is okay. Go back, reload this, yeah, and our CRUD is working perfectly. So what I'll do is I'm going to remove this p tag, and you're going to have our form. So I'll just do form. There are ways in which you can do it in Laravel, but I want just to go the normal way first, and then we'll just do now the Laravel way when we have understood the concept, the basic concepts of how to save this data and to retrieve it. So this, I'll give it a class of form, actually form control. Then we'll have our first div, and this div will contain our class of form group. Inside here we'll have our input. Actually, let's have our label. This label for is username, and just have it like that. Just say username. Then we'll have our input. And text is text, type is text, and then the class is form control. Like that, and we'll have here, we'll just say username. We're not creating a sign up or anything, and I'll show you that one on the next video, because Laravel comes with its own inbuilt. So let's reload these and see whether our form is taking shape. Perfect. So let's now duplicate these and have as many as we can. We need just the something like this. So we need the username, or we can just say full names. So we need the user full names. What do we need here? We also need let's say ID number, and then here we just need maybe date of birth, like that. And here you can change to DOB. You can change to ID number, and there you can have full names, like that. Then we also need a button, so we'll have a button. This button will just have submit or save information. Here you can have a class of btn success or primary, like that. And now let's see how our form is now taking shape. That's perfect. So we have our first name, full names, ID number, birth, and whatever, and things like that. So the next thing we need to do is to make sure that we have something, because this won't work in Laravel until we add something called CSRF. Okay, so thank you for watching. Let's meet in our next video, where we'll now explore more on this issue, where we shall now add functionality to our form. And until next video, guys, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and let's meet in our next class. Thank you.